Welcome, sweet friends, to the channel Frugal Money Saver. My name is Emmy. My husband is Paul. We are so happy you have joined us for this retro-inspired video. We're so excited to share this with you today. We're going to go back to the year 1969. Now, I don't know about you, but when somebody says 30 years ago, I think 1970. But no, it's not anymore, is it? So when I think back, 1969 is almost 55 years ago. That's pretty amazing, I think. But today what we're going to do is show you some of those vintage recipes that you can use as appetizers, as nibblers, as just fun finger food for the upcoming holiday season and beyond. They're perfect for any small gathering. And before we do that, we are going to show you two small food hauls, one from Aldi, one from ShopRite, and we got some great deals. Prices were good, and we just want to encourage you with these two food hauls that the low prices are out there. It's just a matter of shopping those loss leaders, shopping those items that are on sale, and creating your meals around them. So the first thing we're going to do is get right into this food haul. The first haul we want to show you is just a small haul we got from Aldi. We were in Connecticut having lunch with my cousins, and we saw an Aldi, and you know we don't have one near us, so we went in to grab some great priced items. The first item are the large eggs. They were $1.90 a dozen. We got 3 of them. Eggs are still over $3 a dozen in our area. So for us, $1.90 a dozen was a great price. The next thing we got was a bag of 3 romaine hearts for $2.69. A beautiful head of celery, 95 cents. I could not believe that, and it looks really crisp. We got 2 bags of organic baby carrots. They were $1.49 a piece. The Roma tomatoes were 89 cents a pound, and they were beautiful. So I got 5 of these. The avocados were 59 cents each. I couldn't believe that, but I didn't want to get too many, so we just got 2, and we're going to be having a taco night very soon. The butter was $2.49 a pound. Again, here in our area, it's about anywhere from $3.50 to $3.99 for a pound of butter. So $2.49, we stocked up. We got 4. The milk, $2.77 a gallon. We're about $4 a gallon in our area. We got these fun oyster crackers for 99 cents for this whole bag, and we're going to be doing a recipe in a minute with these. And then we got a package of cream cheese for $1.39. So here's our little Aldi haul. All really good, like essential items for our kitchen. Now our next small haul is ShopRite. We just ran in for some basics. They had unbleached gold medal flour for $2.49 a bag. Now, I had seen flour in Aldi, but unfortunately it was bleached, and we don't use that. So $2.49 for 5 pounds. We had tried Aldi taco shells once before, and we did not care for them at all. So we found these Ortega Fiesta Flats, 12 of them for $1.50. So they were 2 for $3. And if you can see, they look like little boats. If you've tried them, leave it down in the comment. But I thought these would be super fun. So these were $1.50 each. Then I wanted some nonpareils. We're making all kinds of Christmas cookies. And I know I can make my own colored sugar by taking regular sugar and mixing in a little food color. But these are a little bit different. And that is a great tip, by the way. If you need a certain color sugar for Christmas cookies, like let's say red, take some regular granulated sugar, add a drop of food coloring, mix it, and you're going to have some beautiful red sugar. I got a can of condensed milk because we're going to be making some magic cookie bars. And then their peanut butter, their natural peanut butter, which only has peanuts and salt, was $1.49 for a pound jar. So we got 3 of those for some peanut butter cookies. And as you know, Paul loves peanut butter and honey on his sourdough bread in the morning. So we just got some great items at some great prices. Aldi really does have great prices. We don't have an Aldi anywhere near us, so when we visit or we travel just a little bit into Connecticut or upstate New York and we see an Aldi, you know we're going to stop. So we hope that was just inspiring, that there are still some good prices out there. You just have to be vigilant, keep an eye out, and save some money. Now we're going to share one of my favorite vintage cookbooks. We're going to give you a little preview of the cookbook, and then we're going to share some yummy nibblers. The first one we're making is totally retro. I don't know anyone who has ever made this recipe, but when I saw it, I was like, wow, that sounds really good. And if you do make this recipe or you remember it, please leave that down in the comments below. We would love to hear about it. Let's turn this camera around and get into the kitchen. Today we're going to be going back about 55 years and use the Pillsbury Family Cookbook. This is circa 1969. This is one of my favorite cookbooks. It has a little bit of everything in it. It's got these glorious pictures that represent food from that era. Look at this. Yummy cakes. Honestly, I could just look at the pictures. They are just so much fun. Today, what we're going to be focusing on are some holiday, easy, simple, old-fashioned appetizers you can use through Christmas, New Year's, any time of the year, actually. But I thought these would be simple, easy, and fun to show you now. People drop by, you got it covered. So the first recipe we're going to be making are some hot cheese puffs. And if you want to, take a screenshot of this recipe so you have it. Paul and I are just going to be making a half recipe, but of course you can make a full one. It's going to make about 24 little appetizers if you use the whole recipe. So for the half recipe, we're going to need half a cup of shredded cheddar cheese. You could use probably Monterey Jack, you could use pepper jack, whatever you'd like. Quarter cup of flour. We're going to need 12 pitted ripe olives, or if you don't have pitted ripe olives, you could use the stuffed green olives. They would work just as well. We're going to need some, what kind of sauce?
Worcestershire
sauce, as Paul so eloquently pronounced it. We're going to need 1.5 tablespoons of softened butter, a little bit of paprika, and just a drop of cayenne, but you don't have to use this if you don't want. These are so easy and so super fun. So I just preheated my oven to 400 degrees, and I'm going to take out 12 olives and dry them. Now the recipe called for medium olives. I only have small. Always remember, use what you have. So I did a little bit more than 12. We'll see how much the dough covers them. So this is going to be so fun. All right, so we have our half a cup of cheddar cheese, and we have our 1.5 tablespoons of softened butter, and we're just going to cream this together. So I cream the butter and the cheese together. Now what I'm going to do is add the flour. Called for a teaspoon of paprika, but I'm going to put about 1/2 teaspoon in. I'm going to add a drop of cayenne just for a little tiny kick. A dash of
Worcestershire
sauce. I always make them do that. And it also called for salt, but I think between the cheese and the Worcestershire sauce,
Worcestershire sauce.
we should be okay. But it does say you can add a dash of salt. And now what we're going to do is just mix this all together, and it's going to make a dough. Here's our dough. It combined beautifully. Now what we're going to do is just take a little bit of this dough, just about a teaspoon's worth, and we're going to wrap it around these olives. How retro is this? Just make it into a little ball, put it right on the cookie sheet. These would be great with pimentos, stuffed olives as well. This was so easy, and it really does remind me of days gone by for sure. Nobody makes these kind of little hors d'oeuvres anymore. I use small olives, so I was able to make 16 of these little bite-sized treasures. We're going to put them in a 400-degree oven for 12 minutes. These cooked for 12 minutes and they are nice and toasty looking. So we're just gonna let them cool for a minute. We are going to be sharing everything at the end of the video, so no worries. We're going to set up a little snack buffet. Paul's going to do a little taste testing, so make sure you stay tuned. They came out beautiful, delicious, but I don't want to tell you too much. We are going to get back into the kitchen right now. I think this next recipe, out of the 3 we made, definitely was a winner for me. It is so versatile. You can make it savory, you can make it sweet, you can serve it for a luncheon, a light meal. Oh my goodness, it just won hands down all the way around. Here you go. I hope you enjoy it. Again, if you make them or remember making them, leave that down in the comments section below. Here we go. Next fun recipe we're going to be making are snack cream puffs and filling right here. Now, what's great about this, again, we're using stuff we have: water, butter, flour, salt, and eggs. We are going to make a super yummy, savory filling for these because I'm assuming you can fill them with sweetened whipped cream and drizzle chocolate on them. But because these are an appetizer, we're going to fill them with a recipe out of this book that is savory. So let's get to work. Take a screenshot if you need to for this recipe. We're making a half a recipe. So again, I need 2 tablespoons of butter. I need a 1/4 cup of water, and we're going to bring this to a boil right in this saucepan. So this is at a boil. We're going to add a 1/4 cup of flour and an 1/8 teaspoon of salt, and we're going to lower the heat, and we're going to mix this together until a ball forms, a dough, which you can see that is happening right away, but you're going to want to make sure you cook it just for a little while to make sure that flour is toasty. You don't want that raw flour. Okay, I think that is good. So I took the dough out of the pan. It's a little bitty thing here. And now we're going to add the egg. It didn't say for me to cool it. So I'm hoping this is how we are supposed to do it. It said to beat it vigorously until it is glossy. I'm actually doing it in a plastic bowl because I want to use the wire whisk to really get in there. So there was no problem at all adding that egg when the dough was warm. It actually came out beautiful. What a silky, gorgeous dough. Now we're going to just take it by teaspoonfuls and drop it onto either a grease baking sheet or a baking mat. So you gotta love vintage cookbook, but the quality control is not quite what we have today. This said it would yield 55 of these little snack puffs. So of course I halved it thinking I'd make about 25 or so. Let me show you what it came out to. Going by what they told me to use, a teaspoon, there are 8. Okay, there are 8. So a half a recipe will make 8. We keep it real here. So I think this is so funny. So I guess a full recipe would yield 16, not 55. So we're going to pop these in a 425 degree oven for about 13 to 17 minutes. We'll check them at 13. Now while our little puffs are cooking, we're going to make a yummy tuna cheese spread filling. Now you can fill those puffs with whatever you have, a chicken salad, but I'm going to do a little tuna cheese spread. 6.5 ounce can of tuna. Well, we know that doesn't exist anymore. They're now 4 ounces, so that's what I'm using. A half a cup of finely shredded cheese. I've got a 1/4 cup of mayo and 2 tablespoons of finely chopped sweet pickle. I'm using zesty bread and butter chips that we just diced up. So basically any kind of yummy pickle would work, even relish, and we need 2 tablespoons of that. So we have our 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, we have our 2 tablespoons of chopped pickles, and we have our half a cup of cheddar cheese. Again, use whatever kind of cheese you have. It doesn't matter. Just make sure you grate it. And now we're just going to mix this all together. I bet this would make a wonderful sandwich spread as well. Even on crackers, something different. So I'm just going to incorporate this. Here we go, all incorporated. I'm going to cover it, put it in the refrigerator to chill. I am so excited about this. Look at these perfect little puffs. They baked for 13 minutes. Okay, we did not get 55, we didn't get 20, we got 8. This is a total win. I think they're beautiful. And when we fill them, oh my goodness, this is going to be perfect. Our puffs have cooled slightly, and now we are going to fill them. I am so impressed. So it says to split them and fill them. I want to split them this way because I think they'll be so pretty. I'm going to break it open a little. It is completely hollow inside. Can you see that? If I wanted to, I guess I could really mash this down and pipe it in. Let's just make a little hole. Just like that. And we're going to fill it with our tuna and cheese and pickle mixture. Now I'll tell you what I would do. If I had it, I would put a piece of pimento on top. And you want to talk about festive. I got to look in my refrigerator, see what we have. I don't think I have pimento, but I'm going to check and see. And I'm going to do the same. Look at these. They're completely hollow. This is like the greatest thing that I have ever seen. I'm so excited about these. The options for these have just, multiplied. Leave me a comment in the bottom. What would you fill these with? I would think that a delicious sweet cream would be amazing. We could put pudding in them. Oh my goodness, it's endless what you could do. Chicken salad. I'm going to continue filling these. These are just beautiful. Just beautiful. Remember my pickles I just showed you? Well, in them, they have little pieces of red pepper. Bingo, that's exactly what I wanted. Look at that. That's exactly what I was looking for. How fun was that? Do you all remember those? Did you ever make them? Are you still making them? And if you do make them, what do you fill them with? I can see that recipe being used either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day and making some cream puffs with a chocolate drizzle. Yeah, they were really amazing. But again, hold on to the end. Paul's going to do his Paul approved taste test. Did they win? Did they not win in his opinion? Now, the last one is by far the easiest, the quickest, the simplest. Again, a savory treat, because honestly, you can find tons and tons of sweet treat recipes, but the savory ones are kind of far and few between. Here you go. For our last recipe, which is definitely hands down the easiest, remember that 99-cent bag of oyster crackers we bought at Aldi? We're going to make some snappy oyster crackers. And this one calls for 1/4 pound of butter, which would be an entire stick for 6 ounces. Sorry, I'm not doing it. I am modifying this. I am going to use about 3.5 tablespoons of butter instead of the 1/4 pound. But take a screenshot if you want, and let's get to work on this one. So in this pan, we melted our butter, and I am going to put in a full clove of minced garlic. We don't want to burn that garlic. We're just going to mix it around till it's fragrant. Oh, that smells wonderful. How fun and easy are these recipes? I just said to Paul, are we having a good time?
We're having a great time.
It's so much fun. Okay, I'm going to remove this from the heat. It says to add about 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder now. So I'm just eyeballing that. About 1/8 teaspoon of cayenne. Again, you can leave that out. We're going to mix this all together. Now, it did say to put this in the pan and do it, but I think this is a little bit easier. And we're going to be making some zippy oyster crackers. Now, we're going to pour this buttery garlic mixture all over, and we'll see if my guesstimate is right on using a little less butter. I just couldn't see 1/4 pound of butter. That's a whole stick. And 6 ounces of crackers aren't that much. Look at how coated these are. These would be a great accompaniment to soups and stews. 99 cents a bag at Aldi. Now we're just going to spread these out in a baking pan. We're going to put them in a 350 oven for 10 minutes. But I'm going to keep an eye on them. We just want to toast them lightly. So there you have them, all three of our vintage-inspired nibblers, side dishes, or trimmings around the table. If you're serving a full meal or before a meal, all of them were so easy to make. They were economical. All these ingredients were in our home already. Let's see how our retro, old-fashioned hors d'oeuvre party that Paul and I took part in. Of course, we ate them for several days because they made a lot, but they were so good. Let's see how everything came out and what Paul thought. Because you know who I am when I see little decorative toothpicks for clearance items or at tag sales, I pick them up. They make your buffet look so beautiful. And yes, guess what? We do wash them and reuse them. There's no reason why you shouldn't. It's just like a fork. You wash that and reuse it. So we're going to add these to our little cheese balls right here. Everything is finished, and this would be lovely for an easy, quick get-together. It took no time at all, and everything looks so festive. We did end up baking the crackers for just about 10 minutes. Place some candy canes around, have some warm beverages, and you have a lovely, simple, retro-themed vintage holiday party.
Here we go. I get to taste all this good food. This is great. Let me grab a plate and our little Christmas napkin here, huh? We're going to start with the tuna stuffed cream puff. This looks absolutely delicious. Let me try this out.
And you don't like tuna.
I'm not a big tuna eater.
Right.
I don't know what happened. I lost the taste of it. When I was younger, I ate it all the time. So let's try this. Wow, this is really good. The cream puff, or this here, tastes really good. It's delicious, it's light, it's airy, it's fluffy. I don't even really taste the tuna. I mean, it's there, but the tuna with the cheese and the mayonnaise and the pickles, it all works together really well. These aren't going to last if you put these out at a party or a gathering, or if I'm visiting. They're going to be gone. These are absolutely delicious. Now I'm going to try the olive wrapped in cheese dough. This was fun to make also. So let's try this out.
Oh, they're crispy.
Wow, that works too. What a great flavor. The black olive has such a nice rustic flavor, and then that crunchy cheese wrap around it, it works. The flavors just come together. That's another Paul-approved snack. Pass that around, they're gonna be gone too, so you gotta make a lot. Now let's go for the crackers. Look at these little guys. They look delicious. Let's take one out and try it out. Yeah, wow. There's the pow of the butter and the garlic, the taste of the cracker. Again, everything is working. Everything works together. This is just a fantastic, frugal, easy meal. It was fun for us to make.
Do you think there's enough butter on those crackers?
Oh yeah, no, it's a perfect. You don't want it too greasy.
Right, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think if you used all the butter that the recipe planned, it would be way too
oily.
Yeah, greasy and oily. These are all Paul approved.
I will encourage you to definitely use the less butter in those little crackers like we suggested. One whole stick would have been way overkill. The amount we used was perfect. Also, make sure you keep these all refrigerated, but I know you know that. We had so much fun making this video. It really captured that holiday feel. We crave that simplicity of holidays, of days gone by when everything wasn't so glittery and so expensive and so over the top. Keep it simple this holiday season. Surround yourself with people you love, food you love. beautiful music. Just concentrate on the meaning of this season. And there's no way you can come away and not be blessed. So our question of the day is, do you make any retro inspired meals, hors d'oeuvres, desserts, appetizers, anything that most people don't make anymore? If you do, please share that down below. It will not only encourage us, it will encourage our viewers as well. And we love the community we have created here within our comments. You all share with each other, compliment, uplift, and encourage each other, and Paul and I. So we thank you so much for that. Please give this a big thumbs up. It will help us so much. Analytics right now on YouTube are all over the map, and we can't seem to figure them out. So we're just going forward with content that we love and that we hope you love. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. We ask you to be well, we ask you to be safe, and above all, we wish you blessings. Until our next video, may God greatly bless you.